No, I had audio issues. However,
Audio issues never. That never happens to any of us, ever. Not like the last session where I was muted for 30 minutes in the stream. You guys weren't, but I was. I'm very good at my job.
This is your job?
I wish. But no.
I think being like a YouTuber or a streamer or whatever would be a fucking nightmare of a job.
Yeah, actually, I would not actually want.
I'd have to use like Twitter. I'd have to use memes.
Yeah, I already use Twitter, but you know.
The only time I ever use Twitter is to track like when the power is out. And I just start looking at like neighborhoods around me and finding when they're getting their power back.
I just go right
Literally, that's the only time I ever use Twitter. Last time I used Twitter was when my place got struck by lightning and lost power, and I had to contact the customer service through that, which actually worked. Then I found where I could flip the outside breaker that I had never done before.
I'm surprised they made you do that, but okay.
Well, I'm glad they let me do it because power was out in a lot of places. And by them walking me through that, I got my power back because all it was a tripped breaker. I didn't need anyone to come out and fix it.
Nice, yeah.
my power level is at an all-time low because my fridge broke yesterday, which
no. It's probably gonna take forever to get a replacement too, isn't it? Because nobody has any of the parts. My parents got a new fridge, and then it took like 3 months. It came broken, like one flap didn't work, so then it never like properly cooled, and it took them 3 months to get it fixed.
I'm running on fumes here, but I'll be able to do this session, I think, though it might be shorter.
Yo, I called 911 last night.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So I was just sitting watching some TV and I got a knock on my door. And it was one of my neighbors walking their dog, and they're like, "Hey, your next door neighbor's apartment or flat has their alarm is going off and their dog is going crazy." And they weren't home, and I don't like them, so I don't have their number. But I was like, okay, if this place goes up, my place is gonna go up. So I called 911 and said, yeah, I don't see any smoke, I don't feel any heat, but the alarm's going off and the dog's going crazy. Can you send someone out here? And I'm glad I called, because it was their fucking water heater.
Oh,
there was
no.
issues with their water heater. And those things explode.
Mm-hmm.
And if that explodes, I could be dead. Those things blow up houses. Have you ever seen a video of a water heater exploding?
I have not. Also, I'm gonna come back in like 3 minutes since we haven't even heard from Tim. Personally, I haven't heard from Tim, so I'm gonna go get more water, basically.
The house just explodes. It turns back into planks. But man, they should not have that dog. That dog is not treated well.
That's sad.
Yeah.
You know, there was an NFT project where they programmed the smart contract poorly and the money is just completely unobtainable. It's just stuck and no one can ever withdraw from it.
But that's an NFT?
Yeah, but the thing is...
Money?
No, so the way it works is basically they can't withdraw the earnings from it because it's tied into the smart contract. So it can't execute, and they can't change the smart contract because that's how NFTs work. So the people who made this, they have $34 million that's stuck in a locker that will never be able to be obtained by anybody.
Oh, okay, is it actually $34 million, or is it like a $34 million evaluation done by whoever?
No, it's $34 million. It's just locked away forever.
In what? In what currency?
In Ethereum.
Okay.
Which is presently worth $34 million. But it's just extremely funny that there's this money just stuck forever.
Man, those NFTs are so ugly. They're so ugly.
Yeah, you would have thought they'd have like cute anime girls or something instead, but no.
Not exactly my point, but yeah, we'll go for that. They're so terrible.
Okay, check this out, Matt. Check out this amazing code.
Oh god. This is what they're running? They got a magic this fucking for loop.
So they set all the bids to 1, and it needs to be at 0 to get a refund?
Yeah.
Why?
No matter how bad your code gets, it's never gonna be this bad.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there was never any Windows 9 because a lot of code looked for if the Windows version started with a 9 to determine certain properties. And so they had to skip Windows 9 entirely. And it's because a lot of people did that. Many, many, many people did that. Also Y2K. You guys remember Y2K? That was crazy. Like they invent computers and they're like, hey, do you guys think this will be around for 30 years?
Well, I mean,
man.
I don't think they explicitly thought about that.
I think they just thought that when the time comes, they'd do something about it.
We did.
That's 100% the answer.
Like, listen, coding and assembly is hard, but if we take this shortcut, it's easier.
Man, coding and assembly is really hard. So, not hard, but mind-breaking. It literally broke my mind. I think I've told this story before, but my microprocessors class, I was just sitting there writing some assembly code for like 8 hours straight. And at some point, my brain stopped seeing letters as letters, and they just became like the shape that the letter happens to be. Like an L was a line, a C was a curve, and it's like, okay.
Ah, I see, you're learning Japanese.
Yeah.
Learning those moon words.
It's like I gotta take a fucking break. Hey.
One faith. I keep saying fate and faith interchangeably now for some reason. I've been doing it for like the past few days.
Oh, what if Faith had an aneurysm?
Wow.
What if all of our enemies just suddenly drop dead instantly?
I know. I mean, it could happen.
Hey, it's your friend Briere.
I mean, if we want to go for realism, I mean, the fact that it doesn't happen is pretty unrealistic.
I mean, they got pretty good healthcare with magic, so...
That was
Yeah,
a
but,
plot
you know,
point
like-
in Amaki, by the way. I already did that plot, that's why. I don't do it again.
But the people
You
just
had a
dropped it.
character just randomly die from an aneurysm.
Yeah. They were the king, and then when the king went away, then there was a power vacuum which the main antagonist used. I already did that plot, so I'm not doing it again. It's kind of anticlimactic and kind of shit, to be honest.
Well, that sounds like it's literally the beginning of the story.
So it is and it isn't. It's the beginning of that story arc, but like this was in the middle of a campaign, in the middle of an unrelated campaign. But it kicked off a new story. Yeah, it's like the king of another country is dead. Oh, what about that guy that we were working with that knew the king? Oh, well, how about that? Fancy that.
All right, we're all here now.
We're all gathered here, so I can gleefully announce that there's no recap because my fridge died yesterday.
Rip.
What kind of fridge?
It's gray.
It's a gray fruit.
Oh, you don't buy gray fridges. Those notoriously break.
It looked cool. It looked like futuristic.
I mean,
Was it
now
like
you're in-
stainless? Was it like stainless steel? Like brushed steel?
Yeah, it was brushed steel. It looked
Oh,
really cool.
that's different. That's different. But now
Yeah, I
you're
was trying to
insurance
imagine what
premiums.
fridge I've seen that's just straight up gray, like a beige fridge, except instead of like aged plastic, it's just gray.
Yeah.
Like I don't know,
I think
Half-Life 2 gray or something.
I think the fridge my family had in the 90s was brown, like painted brown.
Yeah, they actually sell gray fridges. They look kind of cool. I'm not against it. Samsung is in the fridge industry.
Not actually heard Tim speak.
That's interesting.
Hello.
Welcome.
So, as a result of the fridge fiasco, welcome to the fridge arc, I guess. The fridge arc of faith. This is actually the Bronze Gauntlet arc of faith, unless you leave the Bronze Gauntlet immediately after depositing Briere. The last session, which was 3 weeks ago, you had defeated Briere in honorable combat, and as part of the I guess the terms of this duel, he agreed to go with you, but warned that he would eventually be broken out of wherever it was. He's an Episcopatus, and he's only going with you out of sort of a sense of honor, but he also refuses to directly disobey fate in any way whatsoever. So this is sort of like a loophole that he found. He's not technically breaking any of her rules. Once you got to the Bronze Gauntlet, you met with a person by the name of Monarch Deathscythe, who claimed themselves to be the new queen of the Bronze Gauntlet. Just controlling everything and incredibly powerful. That Monarch had defeated everybody, and that monsters have taken over the Bronze Gauntlet, and Monarch is now in charge. And then we ended the session, and then Rhodey left for 2 weeks, so we played Blades in the Dark. And now we're here.
Yeah, I missed out on the cool Blades of the Dark campaign.
I played Daisy Rain.
Nice. I love Mario. Daisy is like, I'm Daisy! I think. I think she says that one of the games.
Yeah.
So, Monarch Deathscythe is outside here and is welcoming you in. Tentatively.
Assured us it's a place of order, so...
Well, what was our original purpose in coming here?
To find allies, of course.
Yes, okay.
It's on the way, and figured they'd be
Okay.
amenable to us.
We're visiting every location on the map and killing everyone who needs to be killed.
Eventually, yeah.
Angie's going for the speed run side quest, but kill all the bosses to get all the achievements. It's a new category. It's all bosses.
If you don't kill them individually at the end game, they all show up. So,
I mean, maybe.
maybe. Oh yeah, true. I guess other things could happen to them to prevent them from showing up at the end game.
That's true. You see? Now you're thinking with portals.
We knock off a few key elements, then the rest will fight each other and kill each other.
Only we could find some kind of lapis key.
Unless by defeating each other they get stronger, like we get stronger.
What the hell?
We're collecting keys, right?
Let's just integrate all the campaigns into Faith somehow.
Yeah, you're thinking of the Sunday campaign, Blix. Sunday campaign is collecting the Lapis Key.
Well, what if the
my mistake. I didn't realize that.
The Pilgrims will not get the key first. They have no idea where it is. We have a lead.
Let the race begin.
You got
and then when you get there,
racing for it?
When you get there, a frog wearing a chef's hat holds the key up proud.
We're going after a different key.
So, anyways, enough foreshadowing. Here we have the Stonewall music, which indicates that we are out of the screwing around part and into the game part.
Is that how it works?
Yes. Yes. Come with me now. Come with me now.
I guess we should follow him. I got no reason to think otherwise.
Setting up layers is hard.
Wow, you're walking on the roof. That's really impressive. Actually, it's not that impressive, but
yeah, that's like a normal thing.
But you kind of just leaped up there with no effort, so that's.
I walked down the roof in real life like a month ago.
Yeah, but I bet you used a ladder to get up there.
I did, but it was really scary when I was up there.
Yeah, don't fall off the roof. We have not as many HP as these guys.
It wasn't me. Remember that song?
I wonder what life would be like if I Chromecasted Forge and played from bed.
Why are you rotated? Stop being rotated.
Well, I had to figure it out because apparently you want to press the down arrow to be the right way up.
I reserve the right to be rotated due to scening.
Wait, I can use arrow keys to move around? I'm playing a video game.
Oh, this is so much better.
Place looks nice.
Welcome to the Bronze Gauntlet. They like to have buildings inside buildings here.
Okay, echoey narrator.
I am Monarch Deathsight. We're just kind of like wandering as much as he's allowed to, but bear in mind that he is in chains, I guess.
Are these like statues?
Yeah, these are statues. They depict various members of the Bronze Gauntlet. Two of their, well, the only two queens that they've had, both depicted here. However, they use the same model, as it's sort of like a ceremonial garb. One of them you can see is orcish, and the other one is a human.
Brother, I don't think you're supposed to be in.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I think we took a long rest, right? I mean, I see you took a long rest at the end of the last session.
Yeah.
Oh, do I need to resync? I think I need to resync.
Oh, do we get to take long rests?
I I don't remember. It's been 2 weeks. That's the problem with taking 2-week breaks.
In 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
That's true. I'm just resyncing the wielder character. Just one moment here. In the meantime, I'm going to also get a different character in here. Maybe. Alright, here we go. Wielder's been resynced. Your character should now be fixed.
Nice.
Getting experience from a Steam Link is actually pretty good. I get to be laid down and play D&D.
Wow. Are there any problems with interfacing with Forge, or does it just work fine?
This works fine. I got my Steam controller.
Nice. I think this is Wemley's token. I'm pretty sure. If not, Wemley got a makeover since we last seen her. Here's Wemley. It's probably not, but
Ooh, here's Wemley. Cal, you like that person.
it's Wemley.
Hi, Emily.
Hello. Hello, Monarch. Hello, Wemley. Hello, Wemley. I will now leave you to discuss amongst yourselves. I shall watch from upstairs.
Kind of weird how her voice like kind of echoes so much, doesn't it?
That's just what Death Knights sound like. Hello.
We appreciate your honorable guidance, Death Knight. Good luck with your more important business than the travelers from another age.
Monarch is just like staring down at you from on top of the stairs. So, I imagine you have a lot to discuss. Would you like to speak in the rec room or in the office? Either works for me.
Probably whichever is most private would probably be best.
I think the rec room is more private, just because of the stone.
It has been a long time, Wemley.
What is...
Pool table?
Is it a pool? Is
And
that a pool
piano.
table with a sword?
I feel like the
Yeah.
acoustics in this room would not be very good for a piano, but maybe.
Why is Wemley all gray and sad?
A lot has changed. I've been affected by this world as well. This is now the canon explanation for the model change.
Are you alright? You look like you're... Are you dying from the shade pool?
It'll take more than that to kill me. It's been a long time, Rising. But I knew you'd come.
Let me know when a minute has passed while Wemley's been visible.
You want to know how
Sizing
tough they are?
One moment, I have to pull up the stat block here.
They are a boss, and we have been killing every boss.
I don't think Wemley is an enemy, but you never know.
I say enemy.
Wow, wow,
boss.
wow! Wow, 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 wow! Wow, wow, wow! Okay, here we go.
I want to know if Wemley is a political ally, or like protect Wemley, or arm wrestling.
Alright, I have the Wemley stat block available, so you can ask stat questions about the stats.
I forget the things that I can ask about, but vaguely attributes, and I guess like class level and hit points. I don't know if I can check like their constitution score or something like that.
So if you're trying to compare like overall stats, you can say if they're your equal, superior, or inferior in regards to ability scores, of the melee variety, armor class, current hit points, and total class levels and fighter levels don't strictly apply to NPCs in a satisfying way.
Oh, NPCs don't do the same thing for class levels.
Yeah, that's a 3.5 Pathfinder thing. I don't
I'm
know
a
why
Pathfinder
they put.
player. I don't know why they put it in the game either, if they can't use it.
There's like some that have class levels, but it's like wizards, so I don't know why they put fighter as an option. I don't think there's any fighter class level NPC stat blocks that exist. It's very strange, actually.
Maybe you should just automatically know whether they're a fighter instead of asking if they have more fighter levels than me. You just like, the first thing you learn is it's been a minute and they're a fighter. What 3 stats do you want?
Does Pop's audio like sometimes crack over anyone else, or is it just me?
Whose audio?
Your audio sometimes like crackles or something.
It doesn't happen for me.
Yeah, I'm not getting that.
I didn't hear it when he last talked, but like before that.
They're talking about class levels.
Maybe it's my audio that's popping and we're just talking over each other and it just sounds bad because I sound bad.
No, you sound fine, actually. It was just his, so that's what I was wondering.
This is almost a compliment. Thing you can get for Ben. Anyway, so I would like their hit points, their 2 stats that aren't dexterity. Because my dexterity is like 50, so I don't think they're going to have more. Strength and Constitution, that's what those are called. And hit points.
As an aside, while I pull up your stats to make the comparison, I just think this is
14.
Okay, strength and constitution then?
Yeah.
They're both 16.
Wow.
Wemley has greater strength but lesser constitution.
Cool. What was the aside?
As an aside, I think that there is a very strong case for merging strength and constitution into a single skill. And I'll leave it at that.
We have
so you've been sizing up Wemley for a little bit, and you get the sense that Wemley's gotten a little bit stronger since you've last seen her. She's also changed a little bit. I tried to find the original model. I had it before. Where did it go?
Oh my god, I can move with the stick. I can move with the joystick.
Yeah, we have a lot of new tech available with Foundry.
Looks like it was in 5 increments.
Yep. There's an invisible grid. What would you like to do with this information? Or are you just trying to get this information from Emily?
Well, it's not even. It just moves over 5 feet from wherever you happen to be. This can be.
There's infinite invisible grids.
I see that the world has placed you in a precarious position, Wemley.
She nods.
How has this precipice befallen you?
There has been a lot of changes in the Bronze Gauntlet. First, a man named Aphros had appeared a few moons prior to you. Although time itself seems to be breaking down in here.
You moons? He left like not that long before us, right?
Almost immediately before us. A few minutes, maybe.
She just kind of blinks.
Never mind.
Like you can tell that like the planar stuff is already beyond Wemley's expertise, and then hearing like minutes difference is like several days is just it's too much. Well, all that aside, Aphros was very strong. I, however, at the time had a plan. You might have noticed that the monsters have changed. Have you fought any recently on your way here? I imagine you must have.
Yes, we fought a beholder.
And some creature followers?
Not monsters, but yeah, followers. They seem to have agency.
Wemley nods again. We have reason to believe that previously soulless monsters are having their bodies inhabited by the spirits of Shadepool. Some of them are even regaining memories of past lives.
Kind of like they're
People?
reincarnating?
Or
She's nodding again. You see, the menagerie, as they broke out, one of which recognized a fellow member of the Bronze Gauntlet. The monster called out its name. It explained that it had been stuck in a dark abyss forever, but found a new body that it could inhabit. There's one more thing, though. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but the Conclave is not our ally.
Very much aware.
yeah, we're aware of that.
They're
the
the
ones
reason
who
why
trapped
we
us
are years
past
late.
years.
Oh. Oh, I was worried this would be a difficult discussion for you.
We're already on board with that.
Trust me,
Brienne in the
Wemley,
room?
you will always have allies among us.
Is who
You
in
putting
the
Brienne
what?
in the room?
Although they took him to like the holding cell.
Yeah,
or
they
something.
took Briar to the brig.
Alright, I didn't know if you wanted Briere to be with you or not, but if you wanted to be in the brig, then Monarch can take Briere away.
You don't need to feed
Briare's
them any
saying
more
I
Jim.
information.
remember us talking about that like before we entered the building. I don't
Mhm.
remember exactly how, but you know.
So, that's one less discussion that we need to have.
We've brought you a present for one of the Conclave's episcopacies.
I suppose, quite on the contrary, we might be interested in the exact details of how you came by this information and this belief. By what manner have the Conclave proved their adversarial nature to you?
They have declared us heretical, as we chose not to massacre the creatures of the menagerie once we found out they were housing souls.
Oh. The souls are going into their monsters, and that's why they're different. Not just random monsters, it's the ones in the Menagerie, too.
Wemley nods. Some of the monsters proved more unruly to work with. This is where Monarch has come into play. If we tell Monarch that they are in charge, then Monarch will gleefully allow whatever it is that we ask of them. It feels wrong to be so deceptive, and yet I don't have a better plan. It is myself, Aphros, and Monarch that do the majority of the work around here.
Yep.
What's so
You pro-
Monarch isn't actually in charge? I don't understand.
It seems
Monarch
like-
is in charge, but Monarch does not handle much.
And are you actually married to her?
She shrugs. I don't know. I've not done a marriage ceremony. It seems like a political marriage more than anything.
Surely the will of the gods is beyond us.
I wonder sometimes if the gods are even with us anymore.
Alex is always with us, in one way or another.
What
Though the
god would
waters-
allow this to happen?
Though the waters stir with malevolence, it is only the will of Neare that we act by their hand to cure this world of its disease.
I see.
Shit. 1 second. What is the? Hey, what character did Jazz play in Calamity, real quick?
2 characters actually. There are 2.
What was the wizard one? It wasn't
Elise.
Alice. Okay.
Your god.
Elise wouldn't. Elise wouldn't do this. Have you considered following Elise? She's a minor god, but she's gonna be more powerful soon because, you know, we're here to like beat up all the other gods because they did do this.
The gods are not infallible, regardless of what anyone says, and they shouldn't be invulnerable to all. They should be able to be replaced as they're unfit for leading, just the same as any other leader.
Bringing back to this Elise thing, what do you say? We've got I got pamphlets.
Well, let's see what Wemley knows. Wow. Wemley knows absolutely nothing about the Tales of the Calamity, and so Elise means nothing to her.
I'll give her a pamphlet. I assume I have pamphlets. They're not in my inventory, but I assume I have them.
Yeah, that's fine. Actually, it's not fine. Track the weight of the pamphlets. I'm just kidding. Wemley looks at it for a bit. I don't use magic, I'm sorry, and hands it back to you.
Oh, I don't use magic either. That actually makes it a lot easier to do this.
Well, for the time being, I suppose this area can be your home. You may choose if you'd like the rec room, or if you would prefer the office, though the office only has the signal bed. I suppose you could sleep on the bench.
I just need a corner of a room facing a door.
Well, allow me to show you to the office then, and see if it is more your standards.
I prefer to just to stay grouped up. I'll stay wherever everyone else is staying.
Well, sleeping in a bed is better than not sleeping in a bed.
Yeah, I'll just sit on one of these. What is this?
Hammocks?
That's a hammock.
Hammock? Is it a type of bed?
Yes. It's a large piece of cloth hung by 2 points.
I'm gonna sit on it and see if it supports my weight.
It does not support your weight.
Alright. Well, I'll take this corner then.
I hope that these accommodations suit you, my allies.
Cashew.
Cal is just going to follow Wemley.
Alright, Wemley is out here.
I'm going to let them talk privately, because this is going to be an emotional conversation that I don't want anything to do with.
I'll start doing some tinkering. Seeing what I can do about that ring.
Is the defender allowed on the bed? I'm gonna close the door.
It doesn't leave any hair or smell. Probably.
I'm not gonna allow it on the bed.
Oh, that door's locked, huh? Vicious.
What are you doing? Where are you?
I'm wandering the halls a little bit, that's all.
Hey, move up just a little bit, maybe. I don't know, you might see something interesting.
Stop eavesdropping on Wemley and Rhodey's conversation.
I'm not. I'm nowhere near them. There's like a room to the right of the rec room, and the door there was locked.
Check it out. We got a couple name now. Romley.
Alright, Wemley shows you to the office room, which is supposed to be the place where they hold people who are meeting with the Bronze Gauntlet.
Wem Severe.
Wem Severe. It feels to me that it has been so long, and yet for you, I'm sure it must have been eons. Tell me, Wimley, how have the times treated you? How has the world shifting around you shifted you and your beliefs?
The Bronze Gauntlet that I knew is gone. The world that I knew has been destroyed. The people that I had looked up to have turned to be traitors and snakes. The people that I trusted as allies had left in my time of need. So, I became strong. It was difficult to pull this unruly group together on my own. But with enough time, I was able to achieve something. A small bastion, a fortress in an unceasing nightmare. When Aphros had came to me, I realized what it is that we'd been missing this long while. Hope. We had been fighting just to survive, and only recently had we considered that we could fight to do something more. And
Hope
then,
indeed is a treasured resource in these times. We have witnessed firsthand the raw power that it brings. It seems that this land askew, this building of shifted architecture, resembles something of a cracked egg, that the eggshell has been stamped out by the forces from without. And yet, within, there was something growing and powerful, something much like yourself.
like me? In what way?
Cal takes their hand and says, you know, the first time that I touched you was much less gentle. We were faced off against a number vying for dominance.
Wemley nods.
Isolated this time, Wemley. You have phrased the world as having crumbled around you. You have phrased yourself as breaking out and holding things together at the same time. But do you have any allies? Do you have anything to defend you? How do you sleep at night?
Sometimes I feel these walls are my protection. Other times, they are my prison. I sleep knowing that there are people here that would protect me for my strategic and my tactical maneuvers. However, sometimes I think one day the Conclave will grow tired of our petty rebellion.
So this is, in your belief, a war of attrition, how each force has many fronts and seeks only to defend itself. And as they wear themselves thin, they cannot reach out to strike you.
She nods, but looks down at the ground. She doesn't reach her eyes up again.
You seem to identify yourself with the Bronze Gauntlet. That you and your safety are one and the same with this organization built around you.
Yes. This organization is all that I have left. It's one of the few things that remain normal about this area. Whatever they want to call this hellhole. I will fight to defend it with everything that I have. Because it's everything that I have left.
Wemley, your grasp for power has been unmatched. And Cal, squeezes their hand and reminisces for a moment, but...
I think at that point, Wemley gives up and just collapses into your arms. I've been so scared, Calsevier.
There is so much terror and corruption in this world. To have held such a thing together without any force behind you. To have to step into this position amidst such chaos within and without, even in the very walls that you try to hold up. It's an unenviable position, Wemley. And yet you have pulled through. You are one of the most powerful entities on the face of this realm. You've grown into your position. And I am sure that you must take pride in this. At night, I am sure that it is difficult to fall asleep. Out of all of the forces and the darkness that surround you. But in the morning when the sun rises, do you not see your own face in those beams of light?
Wemley is just kind of at a loss for words. She's grown sort of quiet. And she just kind of squeezes you a little bit and then stands up. You're right about a lot of things. And I'm so glad to have you back. I never doubted for a second you would come back to us. It's like a dream come true.
It has been for us also, much like a dream, a nightmare from which we have finally woken up into, and there's no windows here, but as if looking out, when Cal extends their hands into whatever monstrosity and contortion of reality this might entail. Wemley, I appreciate your position, and I am glad that you still treasured me all this time. Do you think that we might be able to proclaim, if not your abandonment for the purpose of following us and all of our miscellaneous detail, some sort of alliance between the Rising and the Gauntlet? Perhaps a fist raised against those that beset you.
The Bronze Gauntlet and the Stone Wall have always been friends. Now more than ever. And she reaches out her hand to yours.
Al grasps Wemley's hand.
This time, her grasp is firm and strong. You will have our support with whatever we can muster.
And we shall do everything we can to maintain the safety and sanctity of this realm. And Cal pulls Wemley close once more into a long and firm embrace.
Wemley was about to say something professional, but then it's just completely flummoxed. She just hugs you
fuck
back.
You, Wemley. Runs down. We're getting soft talk, because,
nice.
You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Music's very fitting for this conversation.
Meanwhile, in the rec room, a large crow has appeared, and it's just staring into this room.
You say crow, but that is a freaky looking crow.
Can I help you?
Hey, can I drag my token over there so I can look at the positioning?
It's got like 7 eyes.
Yeah, if you'd like to move.
It's got mandibles.
I'm Angie, this is the Defender, and over there is Wheeler. Cal isn't actually here, they're in a different room, but they're just here to see on the tabletop. And behind you is Inari. She was skulking around the halls for some unknown reason.
Skulking.
I see. Hello. I have not been given a name yet. I have only very recently grown to have, what do you call thinking?
Oh, well let's brainstorm.
Memories.
How do you feel about Gerald?
Gerald. Angie, go ahead and give me a history check here.
Did I
Will you
accidentally use his real name? Wait, may I use the hat?
What hat?
The Crown of Slaypool. Does the Crown of Slaypool know anything about this?
The Crown of Slaypool. Give me a luck check. They might. It's not
is it
impossible.
D20?
Yeah,
one
just a
is
D20 luck check. 18 or higher? No. Crown of Slaypool does not know this person. However, for whatever reason, something about this crow seems familiar to you.
Oh.
Gerald. I don't dislike a Gerald.
Cool. We'll call you Gerald then. You know, you seem really familiar, Gerald. Did we know you before all this started happening?
I do not know. I was not always a mindless crow monster thing. I was taken by... there's a man with a large book in a black abyss.
Did the preacher carry a book?
Yes, he carries his judging book.
Yeah.
I have been wandering for some time in this area, and some memories come back to me. I don't know all of them, of course, but they're coming back one by one. I don't dislike a Gerald. I am a new person now, not the person that I was, as I am now also a crow, I think. I can't imagine any of you understand the feeling of being a new creature like this.
Oh, Wielder.
Well, it's not exactly the same, but I've had a similar experience. Waking up, existing body, no previous memories. I can only tell you what worked for me. Find something to do and do it.
Find something to do. They would have me fly into battle.
What do you want to do?
I do not know. I was looking for something.
Did you say something or someone?
Somebody. They were very dear to me. They had left for quite some time, and I put everything that I could into finding them, but to no avail.
Is this a memory from before, or is this something you did after?
From before. It was very important to me. I was betrayed by somebody, but I don't know who.
This better not be fucking sovereign or whatever.
Are you sovereign?
No, to me.
You cut out.
You
I just
cut
heard
out.
I and then to me.
Yeah, that's correct. Gerald actually cut out.
Oh.
That was not me cutting out. To me, no. It is nothing.
Maybe he's Blade Wraith.
Tell me, what are your...
What are what's?
What are your names, everybody?
Oh, remember I introduced you already. I'm Angie, and that's Wielder, and that's Cal, who isn't really here, and that's Defender, and that's Minari, who is Skulks.
We're at the Rising?
The Rising. Hello, the Rising.
Pleasure to meet you, Gerald. Gerald?
Yes, Gerald. That is my new name. I am Gerald. And Gerald flaps his wings.
We have no prejudice against anyone, and we're willing to work with you if you are willing to work with us. Hopefully save the world.
Very well. This seems like a noble calling. And perhaps then I can find the one I was looking for in my previous life. Hurrah!
Hurrah!
Is that...
Hmm.
Can anyone think of who that could be?
I don't think we have enough information to go off of for...
I can't even... I'm trying to think to even make a wild guess.
My wild guess was Sovereign, but...
Yeah, that was a good wild guess. Betrayal.
Elsewhere.
Who would he be looking for? Elsewhere.
The adventures of Happy Fizzelbang continue. Happy, alongside her stalwart ally, a man by the name of Milo. You may have heard of him. They begin their attempt to case out a place. Their mission is to find the location of where Sovereign's body has been kept. Milo is going to do the primary work of infiltrating using his previous connections as a Templar. From there, he will use false identities. Happy is then able to infiltrate, getting deeper and deeper within. Using the powers of the living light and her stealth expertise, she skulks deeper into the inner sanctum of the conclave. We'll find out what happens with that next session. I'm going to slowly reveal the adventures of Happy. I've been working this one out with Jazz. Once he's able to return, obviously we'll have Happy back in the campaign. But this is what Happy's up to.
I mean, Happy might come back soon-ish.
No,
Who
it means
knows?
Sovereign might come back.
Maybe all the above.
Yeah, if we get Sovereign back.
Maybe Happy and Sovereign will do the fusion dance.
I'm scared if Sovereign comes back, because he's going to be fucking scared from being betrayed.
Or his mental fortitude will make him a
maybe
bigger
he's stronger
hero
than
than
Griffith
ever.
was.
But we'll never know, because Guts will never beat Griffith.
Griffith did nothing wrong.
Flip.
Alright, everyone, you now have access to Gerald's help. If you require the help of a Gerald, let Gerald know. You also have access to the Bronze Gauntlet, so let's see if we can get back to the world map somehow.
Are there
Wait,
any
hold on.
kind of workshop utilities that here at the Bronze Gauntlet, like a forge or anything?
Yes, to a lesser extent.
All right. Well, how long we're gonna at least stay the night? at the very least.
Absolutely.
Um,
This is a safe area for you for the time being, so you can use it as you see fit.
all right. Could
Better
I
leave before
start?
fate comes to destroy it.
Could I make some more progress on making that ring?
Go ahead.
All right.
Do I have anything in my inventory that I'm researching?
Hey, Cashew. Well, first, what do you guys think? Do you think we're going to spend more than a day here?
No.
Okay. Then no armor of tools. So it's going to be double proficiency. Well, what am I rolling first of all?
Well, first, have you fully researched the reagent itself? I don't believe you have, right?
We did some rolls before that I got pretty high.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll again. We'll need another
Using
Arcana.
what?
This is
Arcana.
Arcana.
Okay.
Or
I'll
Magic
give-
Technology, but I believe they're interchangeable for you.
Yeah, they're the same. And I'm just gonna preemptively give myself Flash of Genius. What? Oh, you can't put words after the roll. 33.
Wow.
Didn't we have Hope Meat Plum Seeds? I can't figure out why I don't have those in my inventory anymore.
You do. I don't know
Oh,
why you don't
here.
have them in your inventory, but you do have them.
Clipping and fruit from Hope Meat Tree. There we go. I know it's called like Narisanchi or something though.
Yeah.
Pinanchi.
Yes, Penonchi.
Penanchi.
But I'm not a swashbuckler, so I don't have panache.
Wow.
So,
That's a
okay,
single
33 Arcana. I know I did 2 rolls before,
Mm-hmm.
and they both would have been plus 16. So I think I remember it summing to 50.
That's
is what
correct.
I remember.
And with this, you are actually able to clear the DC of 80. And you have 3 left over, which doesn't really do anything in this case. But you've now researched the reagent enough that you are able to now pare this down, essentially using any of your tools here to get the active component, which is what you actually need to work with. And then from there, it would just be a simple crafting check to create this very rare item.
Okay. But my entire time was spent on this, right?
Exactly. You need to measure it and understand all the magical elements because you don't want to damage any of the components that actually matter when trying to pare down the stuff that doesn't.
Did you make a halberd?
We've got to get the halberd.
Which halberd? My Discord is lagging. Like it's crashing. And there it goes.
Is back and we're really cool. Have fireworks and stuff and sky painting or whatever spell it was. I feel like that might be an all-day event, you know? Get a little parade going.
So, everyone, I have a question that I'd like to ask you because this is entirely up to you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want domain play and faith for this part of the game?
Domain play? What is domain play?
It's like
domain
Kingmaker,
play.
right?
Yeah, sort of. We don't have to go like all out with the mechanics if you don't want to, or we can ignore it completely and just have the NPCs deal with it. But if you want to build like an active army of like allies and such, I actually have a book, Strongholds and Followers from Matt Colville that we could use for this exact purpose.
It's gonna be like a 2, man.
I suspect that my character is the most tailored toward doing this thing, and that I would have the greatest interest in doing it. So I think that we should go with sort of the middling vote, whoever wants to speak up about that.
I mean, you don't really get to do it a whole lot, so like if we have the opportunity, I would suggest that we try it.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Probably not, because my character doesn't know anyone and also is dead.
I mean, so the way, like,
You
the thing
literally have
about
the most
these
connection to
mechanics, right?
Capri and their army.
The thing about these mechanics is, like, they don't necessarily need to be done in session as well. Like, a lot of it can just be done. It's just sort of a background. You guys say, we'd like to work with, like, the Bronze Gauntlet, who are our allies. And then, like, as you go through areas, you can get more and more allies and claim their domain. And then you have an army that you can work with. And you can send the army to fight the other guys. So it's not a lot of, like, active stuff behind it, essentially.
Yeah, basically we're saying, all right, Bronze Gauntlet, raise an army, and Capri, do what you can, and then when Happy gets back, we go after the Swallowed City all together.
Tim, I would kind of figure that your character, in terms of like army mechanisms, you would probably be doing some sort of cavalry oriented thing. Like you're the fast deployment sort of character. You would have like the scout property or the mounted property. Like I don't know, sort of the elite force orientation. While I would have more like morale orientation.
I hate wargaming, so that's just like convinced me to not want to do it more. I
I
mean,
mean, I
like
do
you have
not
to
know what
just
these mechanisms are. I don't know what
I've
we're
not actually
doing.
read the book for those rules. I just know they exist.
I'm
Oh,
just saying that you're working with a
I mean,
smaller
I'm
scope.
I'm fine either way. I just if someone wants to do it, I'll go along with that.
Basically, I'm just asking how involved do you want to be with the actual, like, raising an army part of this? If you want to be hands-on, you can. If you want to be completely hands-off and just ignore it and abstract everything out, that's also fine.
Well, Blix is ambivalent. I'm for. Tim is against. What did you say, Matt?
I'm slightly for.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I think it's just a different experience that you don't usually get in D&D.
Right.
All right.
I think that if there's a way to give Tim like the really narrow, like small scale stuff, then that might make sense. But otherwise,
I have a feeling we're going to abstract out of it anyways.
yeah, I feel like it's gonna be not a big.
It's not going to be like the Pathfinder rules where fucking.
Oh yeah, it's
ridiculous.
very hands-off. It's just sort of like the way I was intending of doing it is once you guys get some, like, territory, you can set up your fortress either with the Bronze Gauntlet or in the Resistance or wherever you want to put it. And then from there, you just get to, like, have people fighting with you, essentially. And you can say, I want my army to go here.
Well, I'd kind of prefer to do the fighting ourselves.
Oh yeah, you're still doing the fight. Like, what is a level, like, 1/2 PC, or not PC, but, like, NPC going to do about Fate?
Nothing.
It's not too late for us to switch to Dungeon World for the second half of Faith.
Yeah, I think that's a little more extreme than what this is. This is just having like another token on the map. Saying, hey, you control this area.
I am feeling 5e exhaustion in that it's just like a lot of fucking wargaming all the time. And the idea of adding more wargaming is just exhausting right now.
Alright. Yeah, if you don't want to do it, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, like, y'all can, like, have the domain play if you want, but I'm probably not going to participate in most of it.
I'm not married to the idea, it's just like this is the only occasion I can think where domain play actually comes up. So if you're not in love with the idea and no one else really seems to care that much except Rhodey, that's fine.
I have no idea what the actual work entails. If you wanted to share what the rules are like, I would be interested to learn about it sometime, but I don't think that we should commit to doing it right now.
Fair enough. I can send you the rules, they're actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to read them too, because right now we're just guessing at how complicated it'll be.
Yeah, I know exactly. That's fair.
And we're not really in a position to have any of that stuff right now anyways. So
that's all beside the point, however. And the point is...
So I was saying we should stay here for an extra day because we want to do sky painting and have a parade. I don't know if this is the correct time. Like, this doesn't really seem to be a population center. It's kind of just like the nuclear bunker of the world. And
yeah,
maybe we should wait for a sec.
Well, there's a population center like there.
Isn't that a day's travel?
It is. But they
Hmm.
could presumably see it if you use like Skywrite.
Who has Skywrite?
Yeah,
I do.
Okay.
that's pretty cool. I think that maybe we should do it like from a population center if we're gonna do our big proclamation.
Like when we get to like the
I don't know if
Resistance HQ.
Wemley can put together an escort to show, like, to officiate or anything, from among their crew of nuclear bunker survivors. But I would be interested in them sending some sort of squad of like some sort of officiant, some agents like barbarians or whatever. Um, just like a dozen people with hit points. Does that sound cool to anyone? Are we going to the sprawl next? Is that the plan?
The plan was to just continue heading west, I think, over the water.
Is there anyone we need to kill in the sprawl? I don't think so.
Not that we currently know of.
The sprawl? Well, I'll give you some information here that the Bronze Gauntlet would know, because the Bronze Gauntlet is here. The sprawl right now is currently being controlled by someone who claims themselves to be the Rat Prince.
Oh.
Quick point of
let's play the guy with the amulet.
just a point of clarity. Skywrite, I believe, is the range is sight. So if I can see the sky above the sprawl, I can cast words over it.
I mean, that is a cool component of it. I just figured that having people marching through the streets with some sort of like backing would be a way to get people aligned away from whatever the local ruler is. And it seems like a person named the Rat Prince might not have the greatest control over their city. So that might be one of the easiest groups to convince to be
Wait.
more on our side, you know?
Is Saga there? There's multiple
No,
Saga pins now. Oh.
No, I just had to change the icon.
And is Saga actually here as well? Oh, I can't ping anymore.
Saga's there.
Isn't
Okay.
Saga the enemy?
Kind
Saga
of?
is there.
We can
He
convince him
did
to be
betray
good.
us and the
I see.
and
Let's see how I
Stonewall.
convince him to be good. The Rat Prince has Happy's amulet, so we shouldn't go there without Happy.
Okay.
We would have a lack of story payoff if Jazz didn't get to be there. So I vote that we go and kill Saga and where? And
Yeah, that makes sense.
probably Plaguebringer.
I just want to skywrite something and have a parade. I want to feel like I'm cool.
You could in Allen Tree. Allen Tree is a major
That
population
makes more.
center.
And
Wait, if we're
that was
staying here
kind
for
of
2
our
days, I have
stopping
things to do as well.
grounds.
You think
Okay.
we have a good association with Allen Tree? You think that's gonna?
Well,
be a
yeah,
spot?
that's where the Stonewall was. That's where
Where my church is.
Root Wielder and Venari lived.
Cal Severe, if you could give me 1d20 with advantage.
Ooh.
Wow, cool dice.
Ooh.
I got a 20.
Did. Got 20 and an 18.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how to expand it at first, so I was like, it's a 1 in 3 chance that I got 2 19s.
The Rising.
You have added some additional hope here to the world. Things are getting a little bit better. A little bit better for everyone here.
Crit of hope.
And
I don't know
so
what the mechanism is by which I did that, but maybe we just,
it was the conversation you had with Wemley.
Wemley is very important to the Stone Dragon.
Yeah.
I was like, you're a beacon of hope, and whenever the sun shines, it thinks of you. And then the Stone Dragon was like, that makes me happy.
That's actually exactly it.
Huh.
Congratulations. So, in the 2 days, what did you want to do, Angie?
I have Seeds of Advantage and I have a Hope Meat clipping. So I'm gonna plant the Hope Meat tree somewhere in the Bronze Gauntlet, like a courtyard or something, and I'm gonna grow the seeds of advantage so that I can have more seeds and also get fruit of advantage so I can make the potion.
Okay.
I suppose I'll ask Wemley where the best place for homemade tree is.
Wemley would take you to the courtyard here. Let me see if I can get this map back in play. Somewhere in here. This area is looking pretty depressing right now.
Yeah. Okay. I'll plant the tree here. Can someone move the skeleton? I don't want to.
Can I get rid of the skeletons?
I'll put the tree where the skeleton is right now, so people think trees instead of skeletons when they come here.
Okay, and you're doing this using your ability to grow the tree overnight, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm saying 24 hours. I can grow things to harvestable states in 24 hours. So in my room, I have the little shrub of advantage, and out here I've got the tree. I'm going to take another cutting from that so I can plant more trees later.
Oh, okay. One moment while I work on that here. Wielder, you have another day.
Yeah, I will attempt to make the actual ring.
To make actual ring.
Yeah.
While that's happening, if anyone has questions that you want me to do commune for, I can do that on these days as well.
Yeah.
Should we have a parade in Allen Tree?
When we get there, we can certainly try.
Actually, yeah. Like, would throwing like some kind of celebration of our return, would that be good, or would it like alert our enemies
that is my question.
more?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's less about alerting the enemies.
Mostly...
It's like, would it have a positive effect on the population? But it's generically like, should we have a parade in Allen Tree? Which I guess is just going to give us Wheel and Woe, probably. But maybe it doesn't, and that would be really interesting. It's like, on average, we're just going to get very little information. But on the off chance, we get a lot of information. And that would be very useful to know.
Yep.
Okay. This will be a project that will take 3 days of downtime to complete.
Okay. I'll work on one of them here.
All right. You work on one of them.
I'll forge the actual metal band while I have access to a furnace.
Nice.
I have another god petition to request.
Okay.
Oh.
Should Cal get in contact with the people of Hamishoran?
So should I roll what, jeweler's tools, smithing tools?
I would roll smithing tools here just to see overall if this is a success or not.
Smith what? What attribute goes to this?
I'd say this would be dexterity, I believe.
Okay. And I overnight I switched my infusion to the armor of tools. So roll 1d20 plus 8 from expertise plus 2 from dexterity plus 12 from int times 2. 1 from flash of genius, 1 from armor of tools. So plus 22. Here we go.
Nice.
29.
All right. This is a success. We're not quite finished creating the actual object, but that is enough. 29 total. Put that there. If you're able to clear 50, which I likely think you will, you'll get a bonus to the final craft check. And one more thing while I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Overnight, we're going to have a delight, no fright. And it's going to be out of sight, not trite, but bright.
Okay.
That's all off the top, by the way. I didn't have like a rhyming dictionary or nothing. That was off the dome.
You demonstrate great might.
Like, I just did that. But,
You're at your height.
wow. Is everyone ready to have their mind blown? I hope so anyways.
Are you gonna explode our heads, literally?
No.
Red yellow shite.
That would be... Whoa, what? How do you keep doing... You're making me look bad now. Be less good.
Be less good. Oh, okay, if you say so.
Like
Please
the
accept
alt-right.
this act that demonstrates that I'm contrite.
Alright.
Oh,
Ta-da!
my mind is slightly blown.
Congratulations, Tim.
Beautiful.
Hey, there's less skeletons now.
Is that a hope tree?
Yes.
It is.
Now the people here can eat hope meat, and they can also provide succor to people that can't survive Shade Pool if any of them still exist.
Yeah, it's overall a significant improvement. And as such, the overall mood is going to improve even further. Go ahead and give me a 1d20 for additional hope.
Oh, I was almost on the 20, but the loading made it lag and it rolled weird.
I love that Foundry has now caused you guys to start blaming leg for rolls.
Despite it determining it before it does the animation, but
Yeah, I turned off animations as the first thing I did in Forge, and then I started looking at everything else.
Wow.
It was going to the 20, but it like froze during the load and the gravity reset.
Not on my screen.
Oh, wow. Alright. Alright.
Does somebody who's good at math want to look at that bar and measure how much it changes and estimate how many points there are in the bar? Anyway,
I
what's
can play
happening now?
this without filling the bar. We're going to the Resistance headquarters to murder Saga, and
Hooray!
Orca be on our side.
However, before we can do that, most important thing, which is there are some augury questions that need to be asked.
not augury. Better than that, commune.
Commune, that's even better than augury.
I get straight up
Wait,
yes or
what's-
no's.
Oh, cool.
Alright,
Wait, isn't that less information? Interesting.
You can ask them more direct life things. You get to actually speak to the god. You don't have to like read the guts or whatever.
That's cool.
I guess I can still receive unclear as an answer.
Of
Oh
course,
my God.
which god are you hitting up? Are you hitting up the divinity of Alex or the body of Alex?
It would be the divinity.
Okay. Ask it if you should trust the body of Alex. I'm going to tell you that in character. You should ask it if you can trust the body of Alex.
How could I not
Just-
trust Body of Alex?
They're different entities. I mean, just
Well, ask
Check
if
it.
ask
At
if
least
Isaac
one
should
thing.
trust the body of Alex.
I'm not doubting the Body of Alex.
You're
I'm
not
not
doubting
saying to
them, but what
doubt.
if Isaac should doubt them? What if there's some sort of relationship? Like, if you have access to one part, then it's good, but if you follow a different god, then you should only trust the most pure form.
Listen, I've also received surprising information from my god, my high priest, which I trusted implicitly. I'm saying that we don't know anything important about this place. We need to like know things, and body of Alex is in the center of all of this. If
Hey,
we
what do
can't
you
trust him, then we can't. We need to know that we can trust him. We need to know for absolute sure that we can trust him.
what do you think about adding a question about the priority of dealing with the conclave? If it's like the thing that we should be doing next, or if it should happen later. I didn't ask this as a yes/no question yet because maybe.
well,
If
How
we are
about-
staying here for 3 days, I get 9 questions.
Yeah.
Would we stay for a third?
there's 2 days guaranteed,
Okay.
so there's 6
Then we
questions.
could have 6. We've gotten 3 written out.
Okay.
I could also ask about Gerald, potentially.
If we run out of
Alright.
questions, I think that's reasonable. But
Let's
Man, I
do
love
the
Gerald.
first 3 questions.
I hope Gerald is a recurring character in either Pilgrims.
Alright. So, as you cast the spell Commune, you are surrounded by this glowing light which comes from above, and you can slowly see bit by bit the original castle of Shiva is formed around you. There are 3 sets of angelic wings which open up, and you can see a stylized, almost like mosaic stained glass depiction of Alex that looks down on you. Hello, Vonari.
Oh, hello?
It is our first time speaking directly, though I have watched over you for quite some time.
I much appreciate your guidance in these trying times.
Of course, you have always been one of my most devout, and now you are becoming my champion.
I will try to live up to all your expectations and more.
You feel like an overwhelming sense of warmth. Now, I may answer 3 questions of you.
Should we have a parade for our return in Allentree?
Of course.
Is the Monarch Death Scythe really trustworthy?
At this, you can see the thing looks to the side. I am not sure.
Did Cal get in contact with people of Amy Shoreham?
No.
Ooh, interesting.
Thank you for your wise guidance.
Of course. You may commune with me in this way anytime that you like.
I will.
And so, day 1 comes to a close, and day 2 is beginning. Do you have questions for day 2?
I think so.
How about this question? If you don't ask him if he agrees to the body of Alex.
About what he wants to do.
Just
Or
don't
rewriting the
even
writ?
like qualify it. Just ask him, do you agree with the body of Alex? And then if he says yes, we don't need to investigate anything more.
I assume he'll say he's unsure because the body of Alex has been locked away for a very long time, but if I do ask, I'm not telling you guys the real answer.
Well, that's
Wow.
unhelpful.
Can't have you doting Alex in these times. But don't
All right.
worry, I'm a terrible liar, so
If you're ready to go back around into it and re-enter the castle of Shiva,
okay. Let's try.
Vonari, you come to me again. I see that you have much on your mind.
Yes, we have a lot of decisions to make.
Very well. I shall answer your questions 3.
Do you agree with the body of Alex?
You can see that the castle begins to sort of vibrate slightly. This is a question that cannot be answered simply. So, I push against the writ to tell you this. I agree with everything the body of Alex intends, but not his methods.
Wow.
I would not mislead you, my champion.
I bow deeply. With the combined forces of the Bronze Gauntlet and Capri, can we defeat this swallowed city?
It is unclear.
Wow, okay. It definitely means we should wait longer.
It could mean speed run. Let's go.
Could. Fuck, there's some other person. Oh yeah. No, you know what? I'm not gonna ask. Yeah, okay. Do we personally know who Gerald was in his past life?
How do I answer that?
That's a good question.
What was the question again?
Do we personally know who Gerald was in his past life?
Oh.
Once again, I do not wish to mislead you. Yes.
Thank
Does
you.
that mean like we only knew him passing?
Huh? Well, that means he's probably important to us on some level. Alright, I'll share all my answers.
Do you share what Alex has said as well?
I do, yeah. That he
Hooray.
agrees fully with the body of Alex, but not necessarily the methods. And that clearly the writ must be weakening if they can push against it right now.
Yeah, that was odd.
Very informative answers.
Well, it's a 5th level spell. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna just be like, oh no.
Oh, that was cool. Alright. Technically I can do it more, but then there's a chance that I get incorrect information. Oh, that you get no answer, actually. So I could actually just keep trying, but we don't have that many questions.
Why does it say the GM makes this roll in secret? You'll know if you get no answer. That's a pointless rule.
That is weird. That's a ritual spell, which is nice. Also says it doesn't use the materials, so
Yeah, there's kind of no reason not to try, to be honest.
yeah, like if it was like you got wrong answers or just then yeah, you wouldn't want to, but no answer? Alright.
If you have any other questions you'd like to ask, we can find out.
List every single NPC. Are they trustworthy?
It's up to you.
No, I'll save us the trouble with that.
Okay. So, with that, unless Calsevier had any plans for the 2 days other than rejoice with Wemley and finally being reunited.
All of my crafting skills are bad, and all of my diplomacy skills are bad.
Alright.
Yeah, join the club.
I've got good news for you, which is that Aphros is currently dealing with some monster troubles.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna spar with Aphros, and I'm gonna be like, look at how demigodly I am now.
Yeah, you finally came to become my underling, huh?
Aphros is a demigod now too.
Yes, yeah.
Right, but I also have a really cool shield that lets me use my demigod stat for everything.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, he doesn't have any above 20 stats, actually, I don't think. He's also only level 8. But he's got
That's
20
true.
constitution, baby.
Alright.
He's a beefy boy.
The next day is coming out. At this point, the Bronze Gauntlet is... they look at you fondly. They are your friends. You have maxed out your reputation with them. And so, they're willing to give you their greatest treasure. And by their greatest treasure, I mean something that was given to them by the Resistance to give to you.
Is
They
this a
would have done it
foldable boat?
anyways.
Is this a boat that we
Ooh.
can expand?
It is a foldable boat.
Fucking knew it.
Yes!
Knew
It was
it!
given to them
Turns!
by the Julius Whitcaller Foundation.
Yes! It's the same boat!
Okay.
Is the ship named Theseus?
Is that our airship or is it just a boat? I don't remember.
It's the OG. It's the Going Merry of our game.
Dude,
Was
it's
that just a boat
it's
or is it an
tourism.
airship?
We lost that boat at some point, didn't we? We like sold it.
You did. It was sold away. This is the folding boat from Calamity that Osiris had. You found it in the first dungeon, I believe, when you were looking into Yish Gornu.
Isaac would actually know about because it'd be in the book.
That's true.
On Calamity.
There might be like maybe Elise at some point wrote Elise was here in like a board somewhere.
Did Elise ever ride on that boat? Because I don't think she did. She came afterwards, didn't she?
We had the boat for a while.
Yeah, the boat was there when Elise was there, so it's the same boat that Elise is in.
Neat.
Your literal god rode in that boat.
Yeah.
Now it's yours.
Boat.
Or ours.
Boat Nana.
And then we get to go over the water. And hopefully nothing bad happens.
I was gonna ask Mumley, how are you guys getting across? How can we get across? But that works. I don't think it's very big, but as long as we don't...
I think, doesn't it have like 3 different sizes?
Oh, you're right, it does.
It does.
Yeah.
So it's either a box, a boat, or a ship.
Yeah, that was it.
The ship can hold 15 creatures.
Yeah, we had our first sailing adventure with the first crew with Samuel and
I remember Samuel.
monk.
We killed him.
Rip. Yeah, he kind of grabbed like the cursed belt.
gauntlets.
No, he had a heart attack in the middle of the city of Brass.
Well, I mean, we had to kill him because he was no longer really Samuel.
Yeah.
We literally didn't kill him. He just had a heart attack in the middle of the city of Brass. Remember?
Was it a heart
What
attack?
about Samantha?
I was trying to remember Samantha. And
Samantha
Shirkill.
the serial killer? Or crossbow
Okay.
Shirkill?
I have a feeling that Brody is
crossbow
not
was the
enjoying this
serial
conversation.
killer.
Yeah, it's a lot of references to Calamity here. But the point is you have this boat. So you can now transport yourself around.
Oh yeah.
It is supremely useful.
Are from an arbitrary point, but I can't. No.
You know?
Well, that's fine. If you'd like to get to the edge, it will be 1 day of travel, and I think we can see how that comes about. So, edge of travel, encounter roll.
What do I roll?
What do I roll?
This one is going to be a 1d8. In this case...
I'm going to roll this one.
Oh, okay.
5 dragons.
Should have let me roll. 5 isn't a good roll. You need an 8.
5 is the most boring one because you just walk by and there's nothing.
Wow.
I hope you're lying.
You come to the edge and you can see now the sea is just completely filled with like these swirling black currents that spread the Nixonchi throughout.
When you say currents, do you mean like the dark colored fruit or like moving water?
Moving water.
Okay.
That'd be pretty crazy if it was the...
Hey, you know, there's hope meat, there's like
Yeah.
despair meat. You know, there's evil Isaac somewhere out there making despair meat trees. It's gotta be
Probably.
stopped. Evil Isaac and evil Era.
Let's put a Hydra on our way to Saga. I feel like if we fought a Hydra right now, that'd be pretty good.
Oh, we're about to
Wanna
get on
fight
a
a
boat,
Hydra?
so We roll poorly on our encounter.
Whatever happened to that sewer kraken from like session 3?
Who knows? Who knows?
I'll try a super
We not
crack.
kill that?
The lesser kraken.
Do we have enough people to man a ship if we put it in ship size?
I think you do. Yeah, you can. It'd just be difficult. But then again, you're also demigods.
True.
Boy, I hope you don't encounter the kraken. Please give me a 1d12 check.
All right, someone else can roll this one.
Okay. Which one's the 12?
One with
Is it
12
this one?
sides on it.
Well, they're like 2D graphics in this one. I got a 2.
Oh boy.
Because
Here we
get to
go.
fight Kraken. The
Yar!
second best result.
Hmm.
Okay,
Only
so-
2 krakens? Damn.
The smallest prime number. I just want you to remember that.
You kids with your prime numbers. Hang on, let me consult.
You can divide it
the-
by 2.
Let me consult this beautiful little book here. It's been a minute since I've done any naval encounters, you see.
Just 1 minute.
Kraken.
a decade?
Kraken.
We were on the water a bunch in Calamity.
Kraken's the boring answer. There's always like absolutely crazy, absurd water ones you never see.
The thing is, though, here's the thing that you fail to understand about the krakens, which is the kraken is like one of the highest CR creatures. It's like CR 20 or something. Like it's absolutely terrifying.
Didn't we fought like 3 aboliths?
What about water
Yeah.
bears?
We're gonna get
Do like
this
a giant
precious
water bear.
ancient history ship destroyed on the first outing.
I mean, it's par for the course, right?
We're gonna wash up on a deserted island, and then we're just gonna have like a castaway for 8
Okay.
sessions.
So, there are 4 roles for the ship. There's the captain, the first mate, the bosun, and the quartermaster. Who is the best at like charisma and such?
Isaac.
Yeah.
All right. Izanji is first mate. Who has the most intelligence or water vehicles proficiency?
I have 22 intelligence, but I also have proficiency in navigator's tools.
All right, that'll do it just as well. Beautiful.
I've been on a boat before.
Been on a boat before? That's great. We actually do need that. We also need strength.
I'm on a boat.
16.
Yeah, I mean, someone's got to actually navigate and control like the sails and such. And then finally, we need wisdom as well. Nature, specifically.
I don't think we have anyone for that.
I mean,
I got -1.
I can
Nature
do
is
that.
Wisdom. Nature is intelligence.
nature is intelligence, but I've also got
Yeah,
Plus-
wisdom. I think we've got.
You can do
We've got
wisdom, nature as well. Like they're
I
interchangeable.
mean, I've got 22 wisdom, so
Very nice. All right. The reason why I'm asking is because as you guys are going through the ship, suddenly there is essentially like whirlpools that form beneath, and then they turn into these twisters of swirling black soul energy. You are in a soul storm.
I ordered Cal to fix it with my charisma.
So
fix it.
there are 4 of you. The
Yes!
DC is 20 each. The group DC, therefore, is 80.
Oh god.
No, well, I can't do that.
All right.
So, number 1, Captain Wielder.
Can I use my navigator's tools to chart a path through some portion of the water that would not be as choppy? And
That'd be more like keep us on course so we're not confused or something. For navigators, right?
yeah, are we avoiding like direct?
I mean, for
Problem-
navigator's tools, the idea of I'm trying to get away from this and then chart a new course to get back on track, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So you can do that.
All right.
Go.
Navigator's tools. What is that? Int?
Mm-hmm.
What's... Okay, so...
We have 4 Flash of
plus-
Geniuses, so that's already
I
24.
have 6. Oh, yeah, well, 4 used. Plus 12. Yeah, I don't think I get expertise on this because Navigator's Tools is not an artisan tool. Hold on, let me check that one more time.
If each of us are rolling, I have a question regarding strength, which is, does
Mhm.
athletics apply?
Yeah, you can use
Oh.
athletics if you'd like here as well. Essentially, the strength of this portion is just in the middle of the storm, can you very quickly change the rigging of the ship? You know, climb around, get up to the different sails.
Yeah, it seems almost like an acrobatics thing. but
22!
athletics is fine.
Acrobatics and athletics.
could have been
it
so
could
much
both
higher.
be used. 22. All right.
I wasted my plus 20 with a 2.
Yeah.
But either way, it's strength for that skill, right?
That's correct. You can use athletics.
Thank you.
I am like climbing, keeping my balance. Or you
Yeah,
can
we'll keep
use just if you have like vehicle proficiency, strength. Like I'm trained on a ship. I think all these make sense, but it's
Flash
strength.
of Genius!
Wow, 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 wow.
That's 17.
17.
Can I use perception
kinda
to
like
try
that.
to spot where new vortexes are forming and guide us away from them before they form?
Yeah, that tracks to me. We're at 39 out of 80, everyone.
Got ways to go. Do this with. Here we go. Perception. That die. How do I roll with advantage? Alt or control? I don't.
I want to say it's shift, but that might be disadvantage. Who knows? Well, let's find out.
All right. It was alt,
Flash of Genius!
which is plus
Okay.
6.
Plus 6, 34.
All right.
You know, if this is an athletics saving throw, I get advantage.
I don't think athletics has a
Athletics
6.
Okay.
isn't a saving throw.
Versus the C's DC.
All right. Izanji,
The
You're up.
C's DC.
How much do we have left?
7.
7.
Wait, really? 59, 66. So we
Plus
have
6.
14 left.
With 2 flashes of genius, I believe.
So I need to get an 8. Can I use my athletics to help Cal with the rigging?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, then we win.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Angie, you are nearly like whipped off by like a huge current of wind, but you hold on for dear life. You're able to still climb back on.
I get Flash of Genius, right? So that's a 16?
We don't need it.
Oh, okay.
You succeed in clearing this storm. The ship survives unscathed.
How is 38 plus 39 greater than 80?
Because he didn't update after mine.
Yeah. So yours plus mine is 38, plus 39 is less than 80. We crash and die.
Rest in
Plus
peace,
6.
Angie.
His was...
Oh,
Yeah,
plus
his-
6 from his. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you clear the DC. You are able to get over the storm the other way.
One day my sleight of hand will be relevant. Maybe one day we'll be in a city again.
Okay, so this boat has rigging, right? So it's a sailboat.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. We're sailing through Naisanchi, right?
That's correct.
Does that have any effect on these boats? Were we given any warnings about, oh, well, it tends to behave differently because of so and so? It's like thicker and sludgier.
Thankfully, the boat is magic, so it is not deteriorated by the Naisanchi. The Naisanchi is not, like, particularly more viscous. The danger is more in the spiritual component of it.
Yeah, I figured that was primarily true. I was just wondering if it had any properties that make it physically different in any way.
It has some unique sort of like metachemical reaction with Panonchi that wielders discovered.
That's cool.
Metachemical is a new word, I think. I don't think anyone said that before.
Brand new sentence.
All right, everyone, you come to the outskirts of Allentree where the Resistance headquarters were. This part is not depicted as civilized on the map, just for the reason of they've concentrated everyone to like the main part of Allentree. So you guys are in sort of like not quite ruins, but kind of a ghost town type of thing. Apparently, Saga is set up here. Also, apparently the Resistance is here, but you don't know where either of these people are.
Oh, can we search for the resistance?
You can certainly try. That would be an investigation check.
Can we take a 10-minute break first? Before
Yeah,
we go further?
absolutely.
If it could be 15, that'd be better for me.
All right, let's do 15-minute break. So
Okay, I'll be back.
At 35. All right.
damn.
Hmm.
We'll break.
This my Weaver's Tool proficiency twice. Amazing. Welcome back.
Alright. It seems like a lot of people are back. Is Jazz back?
Yeah, he's back.
Let's go.
He was just here.
Can't believe you missed him.
Yeah, he came back and it's like 15-minute break is too much for me. I'll see you next week.
Ruff, ruff, arf. Ah, woo! You see that woo? Went wolf on him.
Very good.
I want wolf on him. Arf.
Or were you multiple wolves howling at the moon?
The 3 wolves.
It's a legendary painting.
It is.
Anyone planning on going to jail in this campaign?
Planning on it? No.
We've already been in jail.
I think Cal's done this a couple times.
Alright, check this out. 43 sharks versus a kraken.
Oh, we'll never know. We'll never know.
I think the Kraken
We didn't
probably
fight a
stuck
kraken,
next.
and I just had that spell that turned us all into 43 sharks.
Shark Industries.
Yeah. Imagine putting an Iron Man suit on a shark. How scary that would be.
Scout.
There's no time, but people are not back.
It is I, Evil Era.
Oh no!
I knew it.
She was the
She's
preacher
a
all along.
necromancer. Era's the Raven.
Evil Era isn't a necromancer. That's regular Era. Evil Era is a life romancer.
Life romancer?
Yep.
Hope they all Vafros.
Romance life.
Life romancery is the opposite of necromancery. So you know how with necromancy you raise the dead, right?
Yeah, you love the dead. That's necromancy.
With life romancy you kill the living.
Soon, TM.
Oh.
No, my cat's not here. He's off somewhere else doing something.
You're just gonna one-up me. That's why you did that. I see.
He's come and said hi a few times. He'll pop in, meow, ask for some belly rubs, and then
The cat
go
just
off.
wants to guest star in the campaign.
Cashew, come here. I don't know where he is.
Can you imagine if someone tried to make a tabletop RPG with actual time travel mechanics?
I'd play that.
I don't think we have to imagine.
Isn't it just Blade in the Dark? Do flashback.
I don't. Is there
Yeah,
any
there's like several that do that.
Well, there's like going back in time to like different time periods, like Chrono Trigger. You know what I mean? But are there any that like model the effects of going back in time, like butterfly effect style?
Oh, better. Interesting.
Bioshock Infinite.
Video
It's-
game or board game? Yeah, board game was the question. I mean, tabletop
Mm.
game, but you know,
Bioshock Infinite.
Bioshock Infinite is not a tabletop game.
The tabletop.
Tabletop
Well, my
RPGs
Xbox was
existed
Bioshock
before the
Infinite is
tables.
tabletop RPG.
Tables were invented after the tabletop RPG as a response.
Yeah, because they're like, well, we've got to put this on something. Let's invent it and just call it a table because it sounds like this should be on a table.
Well, apparently there is a time travel RPG, but let's see if it. Wait, how to get the rules? It's called Continuum.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you'd put that into mechanics. Like, writing into the story is just something you do, but
Like I go back in time and stop the past 3 turns from happening. What do you do? What do you even do about that?
And then
I
someone
know.
goes back in time and stops you from undoing those 3 turns, and so you redo them.
just
Let me go
retconning
forward in
constantly.
time. Now we have a fixed moment where we know like a turn is going to play out exactly this way. Like, how do you handle that? It's so
Gordon's?
I mean, so the meta narrative structure that I want to staple onto Dungeons and Dragons is that you're all playing a group of adventurers who are like grizzled and veteran, and you're reminiscing around the campfire about the glory days. And the way that you implement it is like you rotate who's GMing individual scenes, and you say, remember that time when we fought a red dragon and Wielder tripped? And then at some point during the scene, somebody says, that roll that you're about to make is a critical failure. And then you do like something funny. Uh, that I think would be a cool thing. It's kind of like time travel, and you do get to have some influence over specifics about the events.
There's actually a tabletop RPG that's sort of like that. It's called Fellowship Second Edition. The
That sounds
idea is that the players are all GMs of their specific species.
Oh yeah, I
So
remember
you
this.
pick like a playbook like Elf, for example. And then when you pick the playbook of Elf, you explain everything about elf lore and how elves work in the world. And then anytime elves come up, you are now the GM for elves. And then once everyone's picked what they're the GM of, the DM is everything else. So like a player could see something and be like, this is an ancient elven mechanism. And then the elf player's like, and here's how this works. So that's sort of similar in the idea of like co-DMing as players. Well, it's an interesting idea. I think it could work. You would have to have some sort of meta currency to make it work properly. It also reminds me of a board game called Once Upon a Time. I don't know if you've ever played that one, but I'm quite fond of it actually.
Wait, which one are you fond
Not
of?
sure.
Once Upon a Time.
I feel like a lot
I
of things are
think so.
called that.
It's a story game where you have cards in your hands, and the goal is to play out all your cards and then read out your ending. And the way you do
Oh
that
wait.
is
Oh, maybe I have. I don't know if I've played it, but I might have like sat on it. I didn't realize you were saying it's like a tabletop game. I thought it
yeah.
was. Yeah, if it's a card game, then that makes sense.
So the idea is as you're telling your story, you play cards that relate to your story and you work your way to your ending. However, you can't contradict what the other people are doing, but then other people can interrupt your story by playing their cards, and then they can start telling their story. So that's also kind of similar to your idea. I think there's something there. You could make it work. We could add another D&D style game to the market. I'm sure it's not oversaturated at all.
What if we come out with D&D 6th edition first, before they get to it?
Might get sued.
There's a joke I made once.
What if we combine Massive Blades in the Dark and we made that one Amazon show, The Boys?
There's a joke I made because Square Enix was saying like, we appreciate your idea. However, for legal reasons, we don't accept ideas from outsiders, as we only want to use our internal ideas so that we can get complete ownership of the IP and such. And then I joked, they'd be fucked if someone said we're making Final Fantasy 16. How about that?
They are making that game. That's a pretty good game, I think.
Yeah, Yoshi P's working on it, right?
Yeah.
I'm more of a Kingdom Hearts type of guy as far as the Final Fantasy games go, though Final Fantasy VII Remake was incredible.
Can't be any worse than 15.
Man, why do they screw over... Oh, whatever.
It's
Whatever.
the writers that carry 14. I don't know who's writing 16.
So, anyways, you touched down on land, and I believe Angie wanted to investigate to see if she could find the resistance.
I mean, shouldn't we all?
Yes.
Yeah, if you'd like to do it as a group, you can do a group check. That's also completely acceptable.
Ooh, can I
go
use
ahead.
investigation?
Yeah, this is investigation explicitly.
Right. I got 24.
I got an 11.
Once we find people, I can pickpocket them with my sleight of hands. It'll be great.
Are we
Nice.
all rolling investigation?
You are.
Oh, that's well, here we go.
Hulu's probably good at it, right?
For charisma? No.
No, it's int. Investigation.
Oh, it's just it's. I thought we were doing investigation charisma to look for people.
Well, that would be if you were talking to people and asking people.
Right.
Well, we're actually just physically coming over ruins, so...
One.
Amazing. As you guys are looking around trying to find your way through here, Vonari, passively you notice that they have set up several traps. You don't know who they are, but some entity is here.
What kind of traps are they? Like, bear traps?
They're fairly rudimentary, but it's essentially set up such that, like, if you try to go peeking around in cellars and such, that there will be an explosive that will go off.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh. I can disarm those. That's sleight of hands.
That's true.
I also have these tools.
That's also true.
Would be thieves' tools.
Theft's tools.
Or in Pathfinder, it'd be disable device.
Let's disarm one at random and then we can go down and see where it is. Okay, I'm gonna use my mage hand to do this so if it explodes I don't die. I believe it's 9 because of proficiency plus dexterity.
Oh, that almost was a 2. With a 21, you are able to disable the trap. It's, again, fairly rudimentary. It's just difficult to deal with because the consequence for failure is explosive. Literally. You're able to disarm the wires that connect to the door such that you're able to retain the tension in the string. And if the tension is ever lost in any way or the string is broken, then it will activate a mechanism which will drop firestone, create a spark, and light a bunch of explosives.
Ooh,
You now get some explosives.
Cool.
We get the firestones too?
You get a firestone. Firestone is not that impressive. You can use it to make a fire.
Wait, you said would we get an explosive?
Yeah, you are able to get 4 bombs.
Okay, I'll add those to my inventory. Bomb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add items to equipment.
Are we able to recognize any kind of architecture or structures around here, or is everything just too destroyed to recognize?
Wielder, you've been here many, many times. This is the streets that you've grown up in and worked in for your entire life.
All right. Hey, we should head to where my workshop was. I mean, if what Dast said is true, there's something there.
That's another hex away, isn't it? So we should do the resistance thing first.
Well, it's hard to tell because this whole area has changed a lot. Like it's no longer its own island. It's connected to the upper one.
Then we should probably investigate all 3 of these hexes.
But he's saying that this is very familiar to me. This is around
Yes.
where I worked and stuff, so it would not be that far away.
And
Okay.
on
we
this
can
note,
investigate all 3 of these hexes.
as you start approaching closer to the city center, Vonari, once again, your passive perception being as cracked as it is, you notice that there are patrols heading out.
What kind of patrols? Good patrols or bad patrols?
It's unclear. You don't know who these people are. They're wearing a new uniform that you've never seen before. It seems to be like ordinary people's uniforms, like just ordinary civilian armor that you could just buy at an armory type of thing.
Is anyone opposed to just going up to them and talking to them?
Here.
No.
After all, we came here to throw a
These people
parade.
from Hamu
Yeah.
Shorim, do these people look like Hamu Shorim immigrants?
If they were, we
No.
should not contact them. It would be a bad idea too.
Not necessarily, no. They just look like people. You can't really tell if they're from Hamishorim just from looking at people wearing armor. They have these kind of cool bucket helmets that they have.
Bucket helmets seem cool. Yeah, I'm chill.
Okay. I'll kind of wave from a distance and go, hello! So they don't shoot me if I accidentally sneak up on them.
So there's a patrol of 4 people. 2 in the back take out crossbows and aim them at you. The other 2 pull out swords. State your name, your business, and your affiliation.
Oh! I'm Anchi Chalanet. I'm with the Rising. We're here to fix everything so the world isn't exploded anymore.
I just tried my robes. I'm with the Church of Alex. Bonari Kovath?
I just kind of wave. I'm Wielder. You may have seen me before.
All 4 of them kneel down. Lord Tvar sends his regards, the Rising. You are to visit him in the city temple at once. We shall lead you the way.
Insight?
Go
I
ahead.
mean, I think I believe them, but they seem...
I have a good
Nice,
passive
but-
insight now.
Womp
I roll a
womp.
5.
Oh,
Aha! You are able, Angie, to tell that these people, it seems like, are fully like in your grasp. As soon as you say the names of you guys, they immediately become subservient, and you realize you have allies in Alanstree as well.
Hooray!
Vonari, from the way that they've handled this, they have practiced this motion several times.
Well practiced.
all right. Let's go back to the notes. So what do we know about Tavar? We don't know a lot about him because he holed himself up, and we never really talked to him.
Divine Alex said Tavar is trustworthy. Or at
All
least it seems to be. He believes him to be trustworthy.
I trust Venari's judgment, and Venari trusts Alex. So I say we go along with them then.
We came here to talk anyways and throw a parade. We weren't going to hide.
Yeah.
And we
All right.
do know they were protecting the church all this time for some reason.
The church is further in than you may be used to. a little bit of a strange byproduct of the warping of the land.
Yes, many things are very different now.
One request. Please keep your distance from us.
Very well. Do you have a particular reason? Are you concerned that we could possibly address?
None. It is of no concern to you.
I have a feeling
It
they're
is
hiding
a-
something about themselves.
It's a request for privacy and nothing else.
Would we recognize their voices?
Go ahead and give me a wisdom history check, I guess. I think that's the best way to handle memory. I don't think you have the keen mind feat.
No. That would just be... Oh, I rolled a good.
You rolled a good. You do not recognize these people at all. However, there is one thing that you do recognize of them. It's their weapon choice. The ones in the front that don't have crossbows use the same type of swords that were used by the Church of Alexander.
That was the Duke's god, right? The Duke was an Alexandrist, right?
I mean, he was an
Or was he
Alexis,
just
so
an
he's-
Alexis? Okay.
He's definitely more militant, and if he... We don't think we can trust him right now. He's kind of batshit crazy with war. So if these guys are under him, then they're a little less trustworthy, but... I don't see any reason not to stop us now, at least.
Very well. We shall lead you into the town. Esteemed Rising.
Alright, I guess we follow, unless there's objections.
It will be a long journey. If you require sleep, do so now. We shall watch over you.
I'm fine, I don't know about the rest of you.
I mean, don't you also need to sleep? We'll set up a watch rotation.
Well, if it's a long journey, so Pod, did I recognize the area as being near my former workshop and new place?
It's strange, because you recognize many of the buildings in the streets, but it's not laid out the way it used to be.
Okay.
It's like, they've taken the area of Alan Shree and Sri Sharab, combined them into one, and then jumbled it up and put it down onto a new continent, essentially. Not a continent, a new peninsula.
Can we ask a question? Who laid all these traps about?
This was done by the Hidden Ones. We will find them soon, and we will take them down.
Who are the hidden ones?
We do not know. They have hidden themselves from us. They attack us at every bend, every turn. It could also be done by the Conclave. Recently, the Episcopate Hoshiaway has been found in the area. We've done our best to keep our berth. Any that encounter him are killed.
Which one was it again? What was his name?
Hoshiaway.
I don't recognize that name.
He is
Do I
a new
recognize the name?
Potus.
Oh.
Angie, you likely would. If
Right.
I mean almost entirely. Saga Hoshiaway.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Oh, it's his last... Oh. I forgot his last name.
What did they say Hoshiaway was doing?
He's just in the area indiscriminately killing things.
Jesus. Oh yeah, I didn't even write his last name down. That's my fault.
Or so these people say.
And obviously we're not going to tell these guys that, but it's obviously the hidden ones that are resistant. Or at least that's a safe assumption.
You would be pleased to know that the Church of Alex is in good hands, Kovath.
Yes, I've actually heard that Tavar has been protecting it.
They nod.
I'm hopeful that he'll be able to aid us further as well.
The Conclave is the greatest enemy here.
Can probably all agree on that.
Then, if you do not wish to rest, you will arrive by what passes for nightfall in this place.
I'm ready to soldier on.
You slept on the boat?
Do we
I
need to
think we'll be
sleep,
fine.
Hog? Or will we...
It's up to you if you'd like to sleep.
If
I
we
don't know what
are we
spells you've
risking-
prepared for.
Are we risking exhaustion if we don't sleep?
No.
Oh, okay. Then I would not like to sleep, please, because they'll probably stab us in our sleep.
Alright.
I think I'm fine with my spells.
I also don't need to change my spells.
Yeah, I'm good.
I could have on the boat, but whatever.
As you guys get deeper into the town, you notice more and more that the places are inhabited, and there are people there. Some of them you recognize as people that you've seen around. Not like on a first name basis, but just, I saw you in a grocery store one time. Though the people are noticeably older and more downcast. Moreover, as you get in, you can see there are more symbols of Alex that have been put up everywhere. Furthermore, there's a standing army here of people. They are all wearing the same uniform with bucket helmets and huddled together. It looks like chainmail, not really the highest quality wielder. You've seen better in your time, but you get the sense that they don't really have the best standards. And so they lead you to the Church of Alex.
I don't think Tavier's the Duke, but that'd be pretty... Regiment. Yeah, well, he can't be, actually, because Regiment is not trustworthy, but Tavier is. That would be pretty wild that his, alter ego is trustworthy.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I guess we're about to find out.
Guess so.
Standing there, wearing the mask of the preacher, is an incredibly tall man.
You must be Twer. We've heard a bit about you.
He looks at all of you, and he takes his mask off. It is Regimund.
Yes, called it.
Fuck, wow, you actually...
Hello.
Hello.
We didn't expect you to be the, Well, I've only heard about you, but didn't really expect you to be Twer.
I would like to apologize to all of you. I have, in part, misled you, though you must understand it was not my intention. And he puts the mask off to his side so that he can look you all in the eyes. I am sure that by now you're all aware of my condition.
Did I tell them?
I don't know.
I guess, well, for the sake of it, I'll say I would have at some point.
Okay.
There would be no reason to hide it anymore, especially after the world ended.
Mm-hmm.
What I had found out in my travels, in my search for a way to bring back the man who I'd vowed my life to, was this. And he points at the stone dragon egg.
That's the thing you can easily point at?
Yeah, it's the crucible, baby. It's floating in the sky. It's on a giant hand that you can see from anywhere in the world.
It's really high.
Oh, I thought the crucible was on an island.
Yeah, it's on an island, the island is the base of the giant hand that propped up earlier.
Okay.
During the time I was weak, I was on the verge of death. But there I was promised by fate that should I go along with her plan, they could extend my life further past the curse. A curse given to me by the Sky Pope. And so I fell into her plans. But not without plans of my own. Behold Allen Tree. The site of our rebellion. We will defeat the Conclave.
Well, that's what we want as well.
Easier said than done.
Yeah.
You are all in good hands here. For how much longer, I don't know. Which is why. And he steps forward and he takes his mask off. And he puts it in your hands, Onari. I would like you to kill me and take my aspect.
Wow. You'll have to do a full briefing. Debriefing here. We need information here.
I understand.
But yes, we did come here to acquire the aspect. We will need it. Although I don't believe you need to necessarily die for it.
If the aspect is taken from me by any means, the curse will take over my body. I will become a violent, indiscriminate monster.
What does your aspect even do?
My aspect is the aspect of acceptance. I can take on anybody's pain into my own.
Now understand why Regimund was not trustworthy, but Tavier was. Regimund is a cursed shell that will a savage beast, but as Tavier, with an aspect, he's actually under control and he's therefore trustworthy. That's my take on it, at least.
Very good.
Boom!
I see why I had trouble answering that question.
Clever, 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 clever. So, the resistance, why are they resisting you in particular? This looks like mostly good work.
He claps his hands, and two of the soldiers with bucket helmets come to his side. He removes the helmet. Their forms are made entirely out of Naixonji. They have red glowing eyes, but they're just wisps.
They were hiding something. That's why they didn't want us to be near them.
I possess the same power that the preacher does, that Ain does. We can manipulate this darkness. It was
Really?
never my intention to become like this. As I've grown older, I've realized my mistakes have piled one on top another. I lived a cursed life full of pain because I have chosen to live beyond my natural end. And yet, I have work still to do.
Actually, I just want to look at the party and see what people's reactions are to this.
I mean, I think you should kill him.
My reaction is that, like, yeah, I mean, if this is what he wants, he's never disrespected us. He was helpful as Regimund. He was doing his own thing as Tavar. I mean, I think we came here to get an aspect, and if he's just going to give it to you, I say take it.
I mean, we'd have him come with us, and then he could fight the preacher instead of you.
Sounds
He's
like
the
he
vampires.
wants.
He's probably pretty good at
The
it.
curse is a little dangerous. I don't know if it can be turned against him in the time. That's like the conclave.
See, now you're ordering to kill him. It sounds like the heart wants what it wants.
I assume we're gonna have to.
We're playing Dungeons and Dragons. We don't have to.
If I say take it, he wants to give it to you. We need it.
I was more concerned about, you know, using the state of those soldiers. And his methods.
What's wrong with the soldiers?
Are they built from Nyaxanchi, or do they use a base?
No, they are made entirely out of Nyaxanchi.
The
Okay.
soldiers?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Well, that's kind of what the art patrol were doing.
That's convenient. So it says resistance to kill this guy. Well, they'll dissipate once they're not controlled by him.
He shakes his head. They will fall under the control of the nearest one of us. In this case, I believe it to be Ain.
Oh, not, you know, Cal or Wielder? We're right here.
You have not given in to the aspect.
Oh, well, Cal, do you want to give in real quick?
Cal scratches their nose.
She kind of put up a lot of effort to specifically contain it, right?
Yeah, but we get an
Yeah.
army if you don't.
Well, if
don't
I
know if the
took it
consequences
on,
of not
I
doing that.
could in theory.
But would you want to let the aspect consume you?
It is the aspect of acceptance.
Use its power? Would you accept the aspect of acceptance?
I'm not strictly against the idea. You can clearly see it as a benefit to you. They are very powerful tools.
Speaking of, how ironic is it that the aspect of acceptance is only using it to extend his own life?
Well, not just that.
You will find all of our aspects are ironic in some way.
Well, it's like stages of grief, right? How many do we have now? We have acceptance.
Anger.
Cal
rage?
has anger. What does Wielder have again?
Sorrow.
Grief. Oh, you have the fourth one, depression.
Mine has denial,
Yeah,
and Jakrub was bargaining.
bargaining. Who did we give Jokrum's aspect again?
Happy.
Oh yeah. That means I get denial.
Would be true, yes. Which is
When
somewhat fitting for your beliefs, both Elise.
When it comes time to it, to take my aspect, understand the curse will take over at that time.
So we've got to be ready to fight you.
He nods. If that is the way that you wish to do things,
We
I
can't
will
like.
give you the preparation you need.
But Ari, I
mean-
hate to be all pious and sticking to my principles and all of that noise, but do you happen to have any spells of, I don't know, augury or commune prepared?
I do.
Oh, what if we asked Alex the best way to do this without, having to fight and also die?
Well, there's a limit to how much they can tell us, but if we took time to prepare, we certainly could narrow down our options to what is potentially the best.
Now, one thing, and I would have you all pay close attention. Just because I will give you time to prepare does not mean I will go easy on you. The preacher certainly won't give you such a luxury, and he is far stronger than I am.
No,
Do you
and
understand what I mean?
we need to make sure we're up for the task regardless. Going easy
He
on
nods.
us would not be an accurate judgment. And as far as leading the people, followers of Alex, the best person should definitely do it, so if we can't take you down at your best, we probably don't deserve to.
One more thing, Bonari. When you defeat me, you will become the speaker of Alex.
You're the current speaker?
That's convenient.
I guess they're the followers are all congregated here.
I fought alongside Alexander for the majority of my mortal life.
True, you're part of Shiva.
It is a big responsibility. But one that I hope will bring light to your mother once again.
Just kind of looks down.
Either way,
Happen to know where she is?
he nods and he points up to where Ain is.
You know where the speaker of Elise is?
Unfortunately, as a speaker, I don't have access to all information in the world.
Oh.
However, I do know her. I've encountered her in my travels before. She's an odd sort.
It'd be convenient to meet her because Elise has been. I managed to talk to her once, and she said that there were some important things she had to communicate, but the connection fizzled out.
I see. I believe there would be a way to do so. To get a hold of her. Through magic of some sort.
Only thing is, I'm not a cleric.
And I am a paladin.
I've been trying to convert, Benari, so that once she worships Elise, we can talk to Elise using commune, but she's been highly resistant to my proselytizing.
Oh, you are delightful. And at that point, he is going to make an insight check. Let's see what he does. Are you trying to hide the fact that you are Isaac at this point?
Yes, always, forever.
He's not able to see through this disguise, even though at this point you've done like this super Isaac thing.
And she's just also into it.
I see. You have a penchant for finding worshippers of the new goddess.
Yes, well, the world has definitely changed. And those of the Conclave don't exactly flock to us.
He looks really bitter, and he stares up at the stone dragon egg. The world is changing, and it is time for the old to leave.
Are you aware of what Alex wishes for the new world? Should we be successful?
He nods.
I'd like to hear you say it.
To create a world where the gods can be slain. So that the deities can be replaced.
Very well.
I don't know if Minari would be very good at that. No offense. But I don't think he could be a great god.
I don't intend to be a god. We are all equal under Alex.
I mean, if you kill Alex, then that's no longer true.
I'm not inherently killing all of the gods. I would merely be removing their protections. So that way, the same as any king or tyrant could be removed, they too could be removed should the people deem it right. They are not above judgment.
We have traded one set of tyrants for another.
Exactly. The Conclave has literally just become the tyrant of the world. So we're not saying kill them or remove them. We're simply saying they don't get special treatment. They must earn their stay.
To you, worshipper of Elise, this would be a boon as well. Your goddess suffers immense persecution.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried that people will, like, walk up to her and stab her. You know, because she does have a lot of persecution.
I mean, they're still gods. They're not easily placed.
Well, if Atla could not defeat Elise, I don't see how the average person could.
Atla had friends, lots of them. Or not Atla, Elise had friends, a lot of them in her fight with Atla.
And many of them still survive to this day. I've chatted with them about the future of the world. Part of my diplomatic travels had me go to far-off places where... Well, I've been across the plains as well. I'll leave it at that.
I mean, if we could not leave it at that for a second. Is this whole issue blocking her plane of travel? Because that could be a place where you get reinforcements.
He nods.
Oh, well, that's inconvenient.
Right now, aside from the existing channels that exist, things like the portals into the Feywild.
Those still function?
Yes. Static portals remain, but they are risky, unpredictable, dangerous. To create a new portal is impossible right now. It is why up north the Platinum Grimoire suffers. They expected that they could summon an army and... However, Xenos, as clever as he is, does not have the same understanding that we do. A miscalculation that has led to his side being slowly but surely defeated by the armies of Dast.
Is that up-to-date information? Is Dast actually winning?
Dast should be winning eventually. I don't wish to continue this conversation too much further. I'm growing weak again.
Oh, well, that's, convenient for us, so. How about this weather?
How is the weather, actually? Unironically.
The weather right now is bitterly cold.
You might even call it frightful.
It is completely and perpetually covered in darkness as a result of all the Nixonchi essentially merging with the clouds.
Gross.
That's why they say whatever passes for night in these times, and how like time seems to merge together. Sometimes they can see the moon and they think that means a new day, but they don't even know.
I need you to finish Final Fantasy so you can recognize all the references you make in D&D.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
I'll play Final Fantasy 1 again just for you.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So, at this point, Regimund is starting to succumb to his illness again. So he's going to pull himself away. If you have anything that you'd like to say to him, now's your chance.
I mean, does pull himself away mean that we're about to fight him?
No.
I don't understand.
No, so...
No, he's...
Just in case you've forgotten, Regimund has been cursed by the Sky Pope. The Sky Pope has been the entire time Sylvania, although very recently Sylvania was absorbed by Fate, whose overwhelming hatred and desire to cause suffering and pain kind of wiped out Sylvania's personality. So Fate and Sylvania were different people, but now it's like Fate Sylvania's one, if that makes sense. So, because of Regimund's curse, he turned to essentially using power based off the aspects as a way of staving off the transformation into like a completely mindless undead. What would happen with a vampire, essentially? And if you recall, the same thing actually happened to everyone's favorite Calamity vampire, which I won't go into in much detail, but vampires can turn into monsters real quick. And Regimund is constantly fighting this off, which, as a result, leaves him in debilitating pain for large periods of the day.
Okay, so if you fought him right now, it would actually make him stronger because he turned into the vampire.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, to Venari, I'll say, I don't have anything against this guy. How do you have any personal objections to taking this aspect?
None. In fact, that was what I had already prepared for.
Okay. And then to the group, does anyone have any preparations they want to take care of? We could meet with the Resistance, get their opinion on taking over the Nyaxanchi soldiers.
We'll definitely need to do some diplomacy with them, either before or after the transition.
Yeah. But then do we want to do that now or later?
I also have a somewhat plan to try and locate Saga. I can probably try to scry him. Have to be within like a few miles, or I think miles of it. Because we know Saga pretty well, so there's a chance I could arrange on it.
Okay. I think this is where I'll end the session, but before we leave properly, let's discuss our next steps here, because you have a few. The simplest and most straightforward and least effort involving option is to just immediately fight this guy, this beloved warrior. Regimund, you can attack him directly right now, whenever you'd like, and defeat him. That's step 1. Step 2 is you can seek out Saga and potentially fight Saga. He's there. He's an Episcopatus. You can do whatever you'd like with Saga. There is a third step as well, which is that Plaguebringer's right here. So if you do want to go meet Plaguebringer again, you can also recruit Plaguebringer to your cause or fight Plaguebringer or whatever you want to do with Plaguebringer.
We can have him come with us. We can fight things with him.
Yeah, you could have Plaguebringer with you.
If you can convince him to leave his...
I mean, the reason why Plaguebringer was afraid is because he was being controlled by Jockrob, and that is no longer a concern that Plaguebringer has to deal with. So, where do you want to go next? So I know what to prepare for.
My suggestion is collect some information for a couple of days here. Prepare for a fight with Regiment. But we also want to like kind of make ourselves know. We want to throw a parade to make everyone know that we're here and we're actually, you know,
right.
And they'll be in a better position if we do make this transition.
Okay.
Kind of. We don't want to just abruptly be like, yeah, we're the new leaders now. Haha.
I do want to deal with Saga because he personally betrayed us. I don't know what form
we
that's gonna
do,
take,
but I think we should get the
but
aspect before doing that because that'll be a huge boon against him, right?
So aspect to resistance to Saga is my vote.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should take out the aspect sooner rather than later.
And just to let you know what the aspect does, because he kind of told you what it does, but mechanically what it does is it lets you take damage for anyone. Vonari, if someone that you've seen has taken damage, you can trade 2 points of their damage for you taking 1 point of damage. And you can do this whenever you want.
Oh, I know what I can do. There's a thing... Oh, wait. Would I make concentration saves if that happened?
If you're holding concentration, yes, you would make concentration based off it. But you also get to control how much damage you take.
Too bad we're a long ways away from getting other feet.
Unless...
God, this would be so good on Afros. He's got like 1 billion HP. It would be so good on him. But then again, if I use it, it'll level up and probably get better.
Alright, so the plan then is to take on the aspect var.
Yes. It's a boss rush. We're killing everyone.
It's true, it is. This is the boss rush portion of the campaign.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty close to back to back.
So I think just minor preparations and then into the fight next session.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, then, thanks to Forgotten Adventures for the battle maps. And what are we calling this episode?
I called it new management to start with. Because Bronze Gauntlet was under new management. And now, kind of, this will be under new management.
Yeah, I think that still works.
I feel like we met some characters from, I don't know how to say it, but time has passed. So something, and we also used updated augury. It's kind of a long title, but I like the idea of like friend and foe, weal and woe, or something like that. That's my best.
It's more clever than
my
old
best
and new.
suggestion.
I mean, that does rhyme. Any rhyming fans here?
I'm glad that we are still happy despite it all.
Well, happy you'll be here soon.
Let's go!
Yeah, that's right.
With Sovereign's body.
It's an important insight.
Shout out to Sovereign, by the way. What a cool guy.
In peace. Can they revive him?
We'll find out.
I wonder who Gerald is.
Yeah.
We know it's a character that we have met before that is looking for revenge.
Looking for
or
another
looking
person.
for someone. Yeah, looking for another person.
I guess we don't know if that's like for revenge or if it's just to meet them again.
Yeah.
Good point. What level do I give it, like Revivify or whatever? Not
Ray's dead. You already have it. It's a 5th level spell.
5th level spell. 500 diamonds.
Out Blades in the Dark for being a better system.
Oh, they can't be dead for more than
Is it?
10 days. That's not going to work on Sovereign.
Hey, why does it have to be that we have to make the gods killable? Why can't we just make the gods vote outable? What's all this killing stuff?
Well, that's what Alex wants, but Alex is understandably salty as a result of being
Yeah.
betrayed by them and put in hell forever.
Yeah, this is what voting is for. He needs to call his representatives.
This is why Divine Alex agrees with him, but maybe not the method.
There should be a process for arbitration.
I mean, they don't have
We
to.
should put a system of arbiters above the gods.
They don't have
We
to
should
die
really
to
Oh,
be
dude, I
Constitution
promoted.
love
instead.
Halo 2.
Like, why don't we just write an actual constitution instead of just like a writ that's like gods, lol?
Because a static constitution is not very good.
Well, you can
then
make
we
it an
include an-
amendable.
Yeah, you can
You
amend
can
it.
make it event later.
If you
No,
get a
like,
petition with 2% of the world's population, then it becomes open on the next ballot.
Like, legitimately, you can do whatever you want with the writ. Literally anything.
What if the writ was just everybody's level 20?
That would be great. I'd love that.
That'd be utter chaos.
Well, I'm glad that I won't DM Bustan after that.
You have a baby, and it's like you look down and oh, baby, it's a wizard, and then the baby casts wish.
You're like, okay, little Chucky, you gotta eat your vegetables, and then he casts Meteor Shower and kills everybody. It'd be
I don't know
terrible.
if a baby
Everything would
can
just be rocket
read,
egg.
though. Like, they can't read their wizard book. They have
All
the slot,
daycares
they
would
just can't
invest
put
in
anything in
counterspell.
them.
Yeah, they do need their spell book to cast spells, right?
Sorcerers don't need a book.
Sorcerers don't.
All daycares have counterspell. A lot of it.
I know that my objection was short-lived because I was aware of the existence of sorcerers. I just wanted to point out that a level 20 wizard baby was actually very ineffective relative to
Yeah.
everybody else.
You would
Like,
be
you could be a
Wait,
level
wait.
20 barbarian baby.
level 20 barbarian baby's terrifying because he had
Oh.
24 strength.
We already rage.
And if they're one of the barbarians, they can get like larger size. Jesus. Think of like a Ruin Knight fighter. Just go to large size as from a baby.
Imagine a level 20 Lalafell.
Level 20 wild magic baby. It gets
Oh,
really mad,
no.
and then it just starts like creating like flowers everywhere.
Or it explodes into a fireball. And I'm gonna go there. At what point are they level 20? Is it when they are born?
Oh no.
Could there be a wild magic surge?
Okay,
I'm wondering
I'd
if,
be
like,
mother?
Awoken
explodes?
trees, they're also level 20.
I am vetoing that particular conversation.
That exact conversation happened in the Golden Fork campaign, just so you know.
Did it
Like-
really?
Because I was talking about Lascalia lore and the fact that in Lascalia, all babies are born at night because the souls come from the moon.
Well, even made the writ say that everyone can cast wish at will.
Again, that would be just destroying the world.
Well,
Someone would
can
just
wish
wish.
for the world not to be destroyed.
Why don't you just go with Team Ain? What's wrong with Ain's idea? I think his idea is good.
What's his idea?
His idea is let's go back to the start of history, but remove all of the demons.
All these people have like easily digestible one-line things, but none of them have like a plan. None of them have like, let's write a constitution, it'll be amendable. This is the basic tenets we're going to put in there. We're going to talk to these people before we do it. They're all just like,
Or-
let's delete magic, lol.
The more complexity you put into a thing, the more holes people can use to poke into it. They want a legacy. They don't want legalism.
That's my favorite thing about
They want to
Tyranny,
do the
by
hard
the way. Tyranny's all about loopholes in magic.
And they
I
know
never
that they're
played
not
Shrike
all
yet,
seeing and they
but-
won't be able to make the perfect solutions, so
Good session.
It's,
Yeah, good session.
I did like an hour of that game. Isn't like the leading mission like go get this scroll that has a spell that deletes consonants? Is that
Mhm.
like the first? Yeah,
yeah,
I have to like go back to that because it was pretty cool.
the game was pretty good.
So the thing about Tyranny is the entire game is about like rules lawyering magic to the point where like you actually can do this in the actual game. Like it's not just lore. If you read like the contracts and all the stuff that you do with the magic, you can actually find loopholes in the magic and the game accounts for it.
Huh? Pretty cool. Uh, I think we should put a lot more effort into it, and we should do like we should be the sane party because everyone else is like, I just want to be remembered party.
That's not true. That's explicitly not what Aiden wants. He wants to unmake himself and everything.
Yeah.
Plus, whoever becomes the writ will explicitly not be remembered for anything.
I mean, we can just write a no demons clause into our constitution.
What about if something that's technically not a demon?
Okay, that's up for the Supreme Court to decide.
Wait. Holy shit, what if Ain's like, I'm gonna go back in time, but I'm gonna put a no jock rob clause.
That's it. That's the only clause.
No demons, no jock rob. Fox only final destination.
I'm gonna
What if
like
we just-
Stefan for life.
what if we just fill the writ with paradoxes? Like, this statement is true, and like referring
Even a
to
paradox.
each other.
Wait.
Or this statement is false. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
So hold on.
Sorry, I was watching a
Aiden
video
does
of a
that-
dog getting a guy beer, and my mind wasn't working.
Wait, if Aiden does that, then Stefan gets to have a happy ending.
Hell yeah. Wait, with no Jockrup? Was Jockrup the cause of Stefan's sad ending?
Well, I mean, think about it. If we've got no jock rob, right?
Yeah.
Then Stefan doesn't need to leave on an adventure to stop jock rob.
Did he do that?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, you didn't.
Why
really
did Stefan
succeed.
not go home after the time skip and then stay there?
I mean, it wasn't Jockrub.
They're not jock rob. What am I doing? I meant. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was very confused.
What's the Jashaksha? There we go. Jock rob Jashaksha. You can see how I get them mixed up.
Oh.
Yeah, no Jashaksha clause. Salus, you're out.
Yeah, then Stefan probably does have a happy ending. Well, it's also adventure. Like, when he's at like level 15, he's still like, I gotta get to 17 at least so I can clone my husbands.
I can do another adventure. Like you can do like the adventure of the mythical cheese or whatever.
Yeah, something lower stakes. He has like a good 10 years to level up before it becomes urgent.
You even get experience for that?
For the mythical cheese, that will take you to 1 to 20 instantly.
Wow,
Oh, yeah.
that dangerous, huh?
It's mythical.
I feel like you can't level up unless you put your like life super on the line.
That's by design in Lascalia. I don't know about Bustan. I haven't really thought about it. That's just how cultivation works. I love thinking about game mechanics and how they affect the world. I wish
Which
more
key
people-
is, I assume the Ether Pilgrims are going after a key. Which key are they going after?
Why do you assume that?
Because all the other campaigns are going after keys.
Are they?
Golden Fork is getting one. And then, Lapis Key is getting one, obviously.
Well, what's Hunters doing?
Hunters are stopping someone from getting a key, because it's like that chalice-sized stuff happening. I feel like the Hunters are the prologue in Game of Thrones. You know how Game of Thrones has a prologue in every book, and at the end of the prologue, they all fucking die? I kind of feel like we're in that prologue with Hunters. Like, we're gonna get to a certain point, and then Jazz will be like, I'm back, guys! And then the next scene is like Chalice rocks up and kills everyone. And it's like it's time for Lapis